appreciate all of you gallery today coming out in support. This is awesome. Kansas City rocks. From Plano, Texas, Kansas City.
Allie Smith for her first Pro Tour win.
Kansas City's own, Allie Smith.
What an amazing feeling for me, winning it at home. My friends, family, all of my sponsors are there. It was an amazing day for me, amazing weekend.
Hello and welcome to the 2025 Grip EQ 43rd Kansas City Wide Open. We've been here for a long time, but the first time our Pro Tour is having an Elite Series event. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Honk.
Yeah, Kansas City, a lot of history here, known for its burnt ends and surprisingly amazing World War I museum. That's about all I know about it. I've never played disc golf here until this week. And, but disc golf has been here a long time. It's cool to see the long history of it.
Yeah, Kansas has a very rich disc golf community, and you could tell there's so many volunteers, so many spectators, even with the little bit of wild spring weather we're having. Let's get things started with a really wild hole one. They just really start things off with a bang here at Bad Rock Creek Disc Golf Course. It's 575 feet, and look at all this stuff. Lots of out of bounds. There's water, there's elevation, there's tall grass, there's wind. You're going to see most players just throwing a hyzer straight at the basket and letting it finish left just past those first two little patches of tall grass OB and just before the out of bounds pond. Let's watch Lisa Fajkus.
Lisa, last year's winner when it was a qualifying series. Allie Smith the year before when it was a silver series. And that is a picture-perfect drive.
Scoggins so far in 2025, 50% of the time finding at least Circle 2 in regulation, making 84% of her Circle 1X putts, second in the FPO field on Circle 1X putting.
Taking a forehand drive, which you see less of, but is a really nice play because it never crosses that middle OB patch. And I'm enjoying watching Holyn every single weekend.
I know. We're going to really get to know her game this year in 2025. Shorts was a bold choice today. As soon as you stepped on the tee of hole one, you could feel a random new little north wind blowing in, and it just got chillier as the day went on. High was 72, and the high was at 8 a.m.
Yeah. Holyn. Holyn going to be a little blocked by those trees. Yeah, the forecast said it was going to be 70 all day. Mm-hmm. By the end of the day when we left the course, it was 54 degrees and a very cold wind.
And no one was ready for that.
Nope. Kat putting it up really high, making sure it stays safe, and it is, but there's going to be a lot of trees to contend with over there.
The nice thing about this hole for the FPO field is if you do error left over there, it's a very easy par save. You can just chip out here, and then you have like around a 250-foot at most shot to the green.
Still touchy, though.
Definitely. It's reachable, but the basket is perched right on that little out-of-bounds wall. You can see there's some space behind the basket, about, I would say, 60 feet, 50 or 60 feet.
This is the common error, just fading towards the left side to make sure you don't deal with the water. I played a practice round with Allie Smith, my teammate and 2023 winner of this event, and she said this is a combination of the typical hole 1 and 2 of the course, so that's why it looks like a little intense.
I kind of like the hole.
I love it.
I think.
Oh.
I feel like if you get a good tee shot off, it's a you can pretty comfortably go for it. Of course, it is going to be nerve-wracking with that OB just short of the basket, but it's a shot that everyone can reach, so I like that.
And I think that's a theme of Bad Rock Creek. A very attackable course. Anyone can get any of the birdies, but lots of danger. What an upshot from Own.
Yeah, navigating the hazards perfectly, parking this hole for birdie. Lisa, about as aggressive on the tee shot as you can get, and then
Oh man, it was a headwind, but she definitely turned that straight out of the hand and will just have to rethrow from there. I'm sure she's going to throw much more stable into the left side, but after a shot like that, it's hard to park the hole. That's a great shot.
Yeah, here's what she intended. That's great.
Perfect.
Barely crawling over that out of bounds rock wall. Oh, I guess Kat. I didn't realize she went out of bounds.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
wait, no,
hit
the
the
wall.
wall.
Duh. After the chip out. Okay,
Mhm.
now I see. And she goes at it kind of aggressively. This is a pretty common mistake as well. Just bailing out right behind the basket. Leaves you with a very scary death putt here.
Kat Mertsch was born for scary death putts.
This one for a double bogey.
She laid up.
Wow.
Man, I really thought she was going to go for it. Kat Mertsch, impossible to predict.
Here's Holyn with her birdie look. Just inside the circle.
That looked like a hit pole.
So hole 1 played as the most difficult hole of the day.
Really?
Own classic style, gonna birdie it.
I would not have called that.
Yeah, I think just starting off the round on this hole is what makes it so hard. I think
Sure.
if it was in the middle of the round, it would be no nonsense. But yeah, there was only 5 birdies out of 42 competitors and a quarter of the field with a double or worse. And I think just those OB strokes just stack up. And because you know you can reach the next shot, you have a tendency to continue to stay aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's a hole that baits you perfectly.
What do you think the easiest hole is?
Oh, yeah, the game.
The game.
I'm going to say it is hole 8.
Dang, I was going to say 8. Let's both say 8.
Okay. I'll say hole.
Hole 2 is a par 3, 204 feet. 2 telephone-looking pole things that are not mandatory, it's just really in the way. You need to land in this island green. That little short area of the rock wall is inbounds, but you see a lot of discs hit that little rock wall and drop short, leaving you circle 2 putt. Any OB proceeds to the drop zone. This is easy in practice, and then all of a sudden you step up and you're like, this looks narrower than I remember.
And there is not much room here by the basket. It's almost an island. Or is it?
It is. It's an island.
It's an island.
It's just kind of a funny little keyhole shape island. I haven't seen much forehands.
Yeah, it's crazy to see 2 in a row here on our feature card.
That's perfect from Holyn. Holyn throwing her Z zone here. It's so nice to be able to throw a mid-range if you want off the tee. Lisa going backhand, which is definitely the more typical play, and that's perfect as well.
This one definitely in contention for easiest hole. So everyone deciding they don't want to take their eyes off this gap, but I'm shocked because it's not that narrow of a gap.
I don't know. I clonked it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gotta credit Allie Smith for the word clonk, which I will be using obsessively now, because if you clonk those things, there's no coming back.
Yeah, I guess nerves really does play a factor. It is weird how easy it feels during the practice rounds, and then there was a whole different headspace.
Yeah. Also, the practice rounds were much windier, and I got more aggressive off the tee today because the wind was down.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa for birdie.
Ooh. A lot of these kind of anthill greens on this course. Just a lot of elevated putting or sloped putting greens in general. Holyn makes good on her birdie though. She's one of 17 birdies today.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I bet there was at least 17 bogeys though too.
No.
Dang it. I figured it was kind of a 2 or a 4.
Yeah, that drop zone is really tough.
Yeah, you aren't going to see a lot of made putts from there. There'll maybe be a couple on the entire weekend. Lisa coming back for a nice par save. Definitely a lot of colors happening here. It's interesting to play a new course I'm not familiar with and, think, oh yeah, it's so scoreable. There's so many birdies. And to see so much trouble, though, so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Line, 2 down through 2, off to a great start.
Hole 3. This is one tee pad that I have a little bit of beef with. Just look at this. This drone is making it look more open than it does from the tee pad. The way the tee pad's angled, there's a tree early on the left side that forces me to want to have to throw a standstill shot from the front right of the tee pad. So thankfully some other people on my car did, so I'm not just crazy. But once you get through that tree line and onto the grassy hill, it's a fairly straightforward shot up to the screen. Depending on how much you decide to hyzer through this tree line, whether you want to push straight or throw straight down on that right gap, depends on how long your second shot's going to be. It could be anywhere from 300 feet up to 220 feet.
Holyn pulling this to the right, catching a tree. I think she's going to stay in bounds. Yeah, this one definitely has a poke and hope feel.
Yeah.
And if you make it, it can be a really easy birdie, less than a 300-foot approach shot. But if you don't, and you get the bad kick into the out of bounds, woof.
You can see Lisa really riding that front right corner of the tee pad.
Perfect shot.
Yep, covering lots of ground.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, you can kind of tell the tee pad's angled only at that right side gap, not the more open left side.
Yeah, I feel like if I had a distance forehand that I was super comfortable with, I would throw that every time. I love Owen's play here. I think that makes the flex forehand makes so much sense here, and you don't have to worry about that dark tree.
It is a foreboding tree, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. For a backhand, heck yeah.
Makes me wonder why I did not even try the forehand in practice, because it does look like a nice play.
It is. It's pretty. It like is open almost.
Yeah. Holyn just gonna pitch up for par. Cat in position to attack for a birdie here. She's probably almost 300, maybe 275.
Yeah, I would say a little, under that. And has to carry OB the whole way. This is a scary shot. There's a friendly little corner there. She'll be safe, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
The same thing happened to a couple people on my card. Where the stakes are, it looks like it's OB by a mile, but there's a little extra corner up there.
Bonus corner.
Uh-oh, Lisa looking for the bonus corner as well.
Yeah, this is why I personally like the forehand approach, though I usually land here where Holyn is, because then you're going over the inbounds area the entire way. That is a little high. So get down. Nice. Yeah, the OB very close to the basket on this one. It's crazy because it wasn't that windy, but I swear all of the flags... I mean, it was windy. It was windy, but all of these flags have been dead so far.
Which is so weird because you were definitely thinking about it on every shot.
Constantly.
Especially up on top of any sort of hill. It's not only is it windy, but it's swirly.
Lisa throwing her fourth, almost dunking it. Lisa recovering well after making a couple mistakes on 3 and 1. That Mertsch getting one back. What a great putt.
And it was such a joy to play out here. You can see all the green grass. Everything's grown in nicely. The course is really well taken care of. The OB lines are set so nicely. Everything was just in tip-top shape. So shout out to the Kansas City disc golf community.
Yeah, they put in a lot of work. The ponds are gorgeous. I don't know if you watched last year, but they looked just like the land. Like it was green. Maybe a little scummy.
We love a scummy pond.
We do, but I don't know. These looks like Disneyland out there. The color of them. I could go on, but I'll spare you.
Oh, and stringing together a couple birdies now. Oh, never mind. Bogey birdie. Katie Line still in the lead, 2 under through 3.
On a fly away, you can go. Gonna find a life like this where we belong.
Hole 4, our first par 5, 939 feet. You just want to throw a nice big booming backhand as far as you can, ideally past this tee pad in this tiny tree we just passed. We're going to see some ladies get all the way to this corner and be able to attack for eagle. Most of us going to throw our second shot down this hallway and just it's not a hallway, but down this tunnel and try to play for a birdie. You want to get past these rock mounds here up to an elevated pin. It's one where you think birdie every time, but that second shot really has some teeth, especially if you don't land in a good spot on your drive.
This is another one of the holes on the course that it's kind of a tweener, I feel like. It's like, I think we could see a handful of eagles on this during the weekend. And I think eagles almost within reach of a lot of people in the field. It's just about stringing together two really nice distant shots.
It's a huge first shot.
Yeah, a huge first shot and a huge second shot with the downhill, of course, and with a very distinct angle. But a lot of people could reach this. It's just about how much you want to bite off because that second shot is very high risk.
Holyn really not going very aggressive here, or just rather low out of her hand.
You want to hear something crazy?
I sure do.
This is the easiest hole of the day.
Why is that crazy?
I just wasn't expecting it to be this one.
Our game.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't.
I forgot what we were doing. So it's not hole 8.
No.
To be clear, we're both wrong.
But would you have guessed it was this one?
No,
That's
never. Never in a million years.
So it is crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
I'm there, all right?
Yeah, no one saw that coming. And it is, again, it did feel like a tweener in practice. I was kind of surprised it was a par 5, but very thankful for that because we do have some tweeners on the other end that are par 4s that are not attackable.
And this shot is surprisingly hard to keep it in the middle. You can see Lisa sawing off this sidearm, which is a great play, but you're going to see a lot of shots land kind of on the edges, especially because as you turn this corner, the wind is just funneled down and changes directions.
Yeah, it turned into a headwind during my round, right? Okay.
Own with a similar mistake, but closer to the edge. She might be able to get a birdie from there. Kat Mertsch she has to be going for it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I love this shot. When you're just a little bit pinched on the corner and you get to throw a big turning shot, it's so fun, but it is risky. Those woods on the left side are tough. Kat, I'm not worried about it, though.
Love this angle. What do you think those mounds look like?
Ant bites?
Yeah.
Oh, some beautiful course decorations for us all to enjoy.
Holyn on her third, throwing kind of a spiking hyzer. Oh my gosh, just gonna park it? What a shot.
Yeah, let's watch that again.
Yeah, you're not gonna see many shots land up on that kind of man-made little bullseye area. Just perfect.
And check up.
Ooh, Lisa left with nothing. She's just pitching, playing for par.
And even with the pitch out in the middle, she can still get up and down fairly easily here. Of course, the elevated basket and the rock walls are adding a little bit of interest on the green, but well within reach of everyone in the FPO field.
Nice. Good recovery from Lisa. Owns third. Looks like her rock 3. Over the ant bites. What the heck? That's going to be funny to see where she puts her foot.
She lands on the wall.
Yeah, in between.
Cat around the left ant bite up onto the bullseye area. There were 2 eagles on this hole.
Yeah, I got to shout out Jennifer Allen got one, such a far tee shot. And then she...
Thank you, Grip.
Oh, Own. That's hilarious. Jen skipped off the left rock and then into the circle.
Wow.
For eagle.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. She like ramped off the top.
On a backhand.
Uh-huh. Yeah, her tee shot was so big. She would have parked it if she didn't hit the rock. It was a wild thing to see.
Haiti Line was on my card. She also eagled it with a good putt, but 2 very pure shots. There were 15 birdies, 40% of the field with a birdie or better.
And one of these days, I'm going to remember how our game works.
We'll see.
One of these days. 3 birdies on the easiest hole of the day. Yeah, Haiti Line 4 down through 4 with that eagle.
Here's one of those tweener holes in the opposite direction. It's a 594-foot par 4, but look at all these trees. The fairway also doesn't let you attack towards the basket, which is on the right. In a perfect world, you throw a driver down that hallway to the top of this hill, and you have this nice open shot over the out-of-bounds pond. But it is so tough to get your disc up to the top of that. You see a lot of players just playing this hole for par because it's pretty simple to just chip down to the bottom of the hill, pitch a little sidearm up to the right, chip across, and take an easy par, no nonsense. Let's see Haley King just rip a forehand.
Just annihilate the tunnel.
And you can see, even with such a good shot, she doesn't have a ton to work with here. She's going to have to navigate around some trees, throw a standstill shot, but she's got tons of power.
Yeah, she's going for it. And
oh my gosh.
she's just going to bullseye hit it.
That's great.
That is great. Not quite in position, but
Usually if you land short of the top of the hill, you don't have anything. The way the trees line up, they're checkerboarded, and there's no way to attack. Haley finds a perfect little gap. You kind of do have to get a little lucky on this one if you're trying to get that birdie. This played as the second most difficult hole of the day. That makes me feel better.
right? Yeah, as long as you're past that first ditch, even if you hit a tree, you can usually pitch up and get a par.
Yeah,
but,
pretty easily.
Occasionally, you do find a set of trees that blocks you.
It's mostly about just risk reward on this tee shot. If you're going big, like we see Haley doing, like we're seeing Kat Mertsch doing, if you catch any of those trees and kick left, you're donezo. There's nothing you can do out of there. The rough is rough, and trying to get out and save your 4 is almost impossible. So again, like landing at the bottom of that hill where the ditch is a perfectly fine play.
Kat Mertsch working on that forehand and did hit a tree. Holyn absolutely lacing her shot down this fairway.
Holyn looks like she's right around where Haley landed, right?
Yeah.
Ish?
Yep. I think a little short and left. I think she'll have the same trees in the way.
Oh,
Lisa, it's bad in there.
that was a really brutal kick for Lisa. So Kat, even with that really nice forehand, she's still just going to chip up to the top of the hill. Not much to work with over here, but you can see there's lots of space here.
Yeah, she'll be a tiny bit obstructed, but not even 200 feet left from there. Lisa, it's actually a really nice
Was that Lisa or was
recovery
that,
shot.
I think that was Bush. Out into the middle.
You're right.
We haven't gotten to watch Bush in a while. Not
Yeah.
playing that many wooded courses.
It's true. It's true.
really great to see them back on the card.
Pretty impressive stuff.
Own getting a kick, and thankfully it drops down before the out of bounds. Here's Lisa's third. Pretty straightforward approach. Just got to miss those 2 guardian trees on either side of the green.
Oh, no. Whew, still fine, but that was going to be parked, and now she definitely has to earn her putt. Kat, I'm actually surprised to see still a forehand with those branches there.
Yeah, still she's having to worry about the
Oh, I love that.
the low ceiling. That's great.
Wow, nice little low flip up.
Sweet, yeah. Let's go.
Sweet. Own almost in putting distance here on her third.
Holyn, one of the few with a kind of a look for birdie in circle 2.
Holyn will have to settle for a par, but she's having a nice clean round so far.
So Haley King was the only birdie of the day. We got
Wow.
to watch it.
I thought there'd be just a couple more. Lisa just 1 inch low on the par save.
Half the field with a bogey or worse.
Man, Lisa really got wrecked on this hole. 2 pretty bad kicks.
Yeah, this is one of those. No.
Oh. And now it's going to be a tough mental recovery when it feels to get a double bogey when
That was a
she really
Jomez.
generally threw good shots.
Yeah,
Frustrating.
that went straight through the middle.
Yeah, strong side.
So tomorrow, even though this play is the second most difficult hole today, I think we're going to see a change tomorrow where people stop playing it as aggressively, and I think we'll see a lot more pars.
I think that's probably true of hole 1 as well.
Agreed.
Wow, some crazy things happening out here. Hole 6, a strange little par 4, 471 feet. I like just laying up to the top of this hill here to have good footing and then throwing a tunnel shot, but you see a lot of spike hyzers that try to get into the gap and then throw up this hill. Very tight gap. I like a backhand with like an understable mid, but it sets up well for a sidearm as well. You see like some crazy spiking backhand hyzers. There's a flex forehand line that really isn't clean, but you can squeak through and get way down there. Kind of a bizarre hole.
It is. I'm never going to complain about them trying to thoughtfully give FPO shorter tee pads, but this one feels like kind of a funky decision. It does make this first shot shorter, but like almost too short, where you're just like doing a little weird overstable putter thing.
Yeah.
And there's not much room on the backside. These are really well placed shots.
They are. But it looks almost silly to be throwing like 175 feet off the tee.
Yeah. Holyn gonna try for this forehand. I agree with Erika. It doesn't seem like there's much there, but she's just trying to get way down the hill.
But you're always behind trees, I swear.
Every time. That's what you're left with 90% of the time. And you almost can't really attack from there. Lisa looking like she's going to try that line on a backhand. Wild.
I've not seen this yet. And that's not going to be a good place to land for Lisa. I'm not sure what she's going to have. Basically just going to pitch up to the bottom.
Yep. Just turn it into a series of short shots.
A series
of short shots. And here is Kat Mertsch with that forehand play. Love this. Oh, that's so... Oh, my goodness.
It's hard to get through this tunnel clean.
Yeah, I like the backhand flip up little mid shot as well. It's very gratifying when you hit it.
It is. It's hard to get it closer than like 25. Like, it's hard to park it, but you can get inside the circle for sure.
You see a lot of this. This is on the heat map. That's a hot spot deep in circle 2 on the short side of the screen.
There's the wind. You can hear it. Holyn. Little kind of step out kneeling sidearm action here.
Wonder if she's regretting the shorts choice.
By the end, I bet she will. I was shivering by the end. I chose shorts as well.
Yeah, she gets very lucky through that right side, and she will even have a gap to putt.
Lisa's third. Just looking to take a par here and move on.
That's great.
Yeah. Catches a bullseye tassel.
Kat with just this little pitch up left. Yep, she's flashing the pan. So yeah, even with the shorter tee pad, with this second shot being as long as it is and how finite that landing area is, it doesn't necessarily make it that much easier from the men's tee pad. It really doesn't.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I see someone try to get aggressive off the tee, it just never quite pays off.
No.
So, yep.
Feels just a little bit, maybe not poke and hopey, but yeah, it's just a weird one. Still fun though. Really fun disc golf hole.
I'm never going to complain about a short par 4, but it is kind of funny.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's really tough to shake that putting mental game, especially when it's windy. That just like almost amplifies any thought processes you have on the greens, good or bad. There were only 5 birdies on hole 6 today, so shout out to those people. You did it.
It's like 3 down is in the lead, Valerie Mandujano and Heidi Line.
I haven't owned an electric guitar ever, so now I'm like extra double soaked. And now I need an amp.
Here's hole 7. What a fun disc golf hole. 321 feet. If you can't throw straight, this hole's going to be hard for you because it requires a dead straight shot. There's out of bounds on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, but the left-hand side is one that you're thinking about. Especially today, we had a right-to-left crosswind that was carrying discs at the end of their flight to the left. a little fast green as well, so you can get skips if you're trying to get a distance driver down there, like I think a lot of players are. But this sets up for anything. You could throw a mid, you can throw a fairway, just whatever you can get to go straight.
On with that flippy red destroyer. That looks like a nice tight flex line. Love it.
The heat map on this hole is a lot of disc landing in that short left side of the green. And it can be kind of brutal over there. Putting can be tough.
Very guarded. Oh, that looks beautiful. Let's
Is that
see.
her Thunderbird?
That is a Metal Flake J, which
Oh.
is sick.
Oh.
Which makes sense. I mean, look at how floaty this thing is, and she gives it a lot of height, some slow turn.
That's great. So perfect.
Yeah. Really cool to be able to throw slow speed on this one. Holyn with her buzz.
Riding the right side the whole way inside the circle. See if Lisa can find some green for her scorecard. Really
Lisa-
pretty little hyzer flip.
And
No.
into that red hot heat map area.
But with a putt.
Yeah, it looks like almost 40 feet here. She's got an opening.
Oh my goodness. She's putting them on good lines. I hope she can remember that.
Yeah, it's hard to in the
Yeah.
moment. Holyn for another birdie. Looking comfy out there.
Yep, just taking birdies when they come, not pushing too hard. Did you have a projection for today? I was thinking 5 down was going to be like really good. I thought that was going to be super good, and I think even par would be like top 10ish. But that's what I was thinking.
I thought there was going to be like, you know, usually the top 10 is under par. I thought there might be more like closer to 15 under par.
Okay.
And I thought 5 would be good, but I thought the leader might be like maybe a 6 or a 7.
Okay. I feel like we could feasibly see a hot round of like a double digits.
I
but
think
it would
it's
have,
possible.
It would have to be calm conditions, which we're
Yeah.
not going to get in the Midwest in spring.
Bummer.
Yeah, bummer.
Hole 8 is another par 3 around 300 feet. Just so nice. Like it's fun to be able to do this. This one, kind of a deceptive shot. You see a lot of people just kind of hyzer out into this left corner and not quite get out, or accidentally flip something up and catch some trees on the right. Really just throw something nice and straight with maybe just a touch of fade at the end. You'd think, I don't know, you'd think everyone would get this one. This was both of our initial guess for the easiest hole, but you do see mistakes here as well.
Yeah, there's a 21% of the field with a bogey. That's surprising me. It is a bit of a tight gap. You're definitely thinking about it, but most shots are just going to get tangled up at such a close area that you think it would be easy to get up and down. But again, if you slopey green,
yeah, but if you get kicked to the left or right, it can be tough to scramble.
pretty brutal.
But it doesn't look that hard. And our feature card here making some nice work of this one so far.
Yeah, half the field getting at least to circle 2 in regulation. I really am so surprised it's not more than that.
Let's see if Lisa can follow suit here. So far, everyone within about 20 feet. And that looks good too.
Oh, yeah. A little right to left crosswind as you get out of the gap here.
Lisa looking for a nice putt to kind of shake off the last couple. Oh boy. Looks like a headwind putt, which is always tough. Cat Mertsch to get back to even par after a 4-over start. Really impressive to do in 8 holes. Whew. Nice catch. Holyn moves to 4 down through 8. Wow, that's so good. Own to do the same.
Just making it look easy here on the 8th.
Lisa with a little bit of a comebacker here.
Maybe just a little bit of a case of the yips. Can happen quickly.
I mean, especially when you got a crowd and cameras and
you're
have won this
defending.
event
Yeah.
and all of the ands. We've all had these days. Man, Holyn and Own tied for the lead now at 4 down.
Here is the final hole of the front 9. A very fun par 3 at 268 feet. Plays uphill after you get through that narrow gap, just because it's perched on this rock wall. The low ceiling of this big, cool tree on the right side is what makes the shot so difficult. You have to slide under those branches just barely in order to get far enough to get all the way up onto the screen. You see a lot of shots landing short in circle 2. You see a lot of shots hitting that rock wall or maybe tickling those low branches and dropping down early. This is a tough birdie, but a very fun hole.
Yeah, I like it. Very reminiscent of hole 2. I do think the flex sidearm is the best way to get there. It's hard to get a backhand all the way to the circle.
Yeah, you have to really punch it.
Yeah, like low and linear.
Mm-hmm.
You see most of these, just landing in circle 2 like Cat, which is, it's a great shot, but
Yeah, it says 268, but it plays closer to like 310, I would say, maybe a little more.
Holyn with the sidearm gonna find circle 2. This one, man, it's funny that you can hear the wind because I didn't really feel it on the tee pad, but then you get up to the green and it was a strong right to left. Ooh, nice. Lisa skipping up to circle's edge.
The screen was rowdy. There's a lot happening. It's right on Tournament Central. All the vending's right there. There's a lot of people walking. There's people unloading stuff. It's one that you have to really work to keep your focus, adding an extra little element to the screen.
Holyn from about 36 feet into a headwind. Yeah, this was one of the windiest screens, at least when I came through. It looks pretty windy now. There it is.
Nice.
Lisa finding some green, really committed putt in the wind.
Yeah, it was windy enough when my car came through that there was 2 discs in a row got blown out of the chains.
No way.
Yeah, it was wild.
Woof.
Only 7 birdies on this short par 3. It's funny on the caddy book. It looks like it. Oh, this one's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Problem.
Easy.
No problem. Then you get there.
2 dimensions don't do it justice.
They sure don't. That's gonna wrap up the front 9 of round 1 here at the Kansas City Wide Open.
Yeah, 2 of our ladies on feature card, Own and Holyn, both shooting 4 down tie for the lead with Haiti Line, Valerie Manahano and Cadence Burge at 3 down, and Madison guessed it correctly. So far, the top 9 ladies under par, even par playing really well through the front. I think the back 9 can be more forgiving than the front, but still plenty of danger, plenty of birdies.
Yeah, I think like there's more birdies on the front 9, but it's more like level on the back 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
All around a fun course. You come hang out on the back and check out what this newer course to the tour is like. It's been around forever, and there's a reason we are here because it is super cool. We'll see you guys on the back 9 on this gradually chillier day. Thanks again to the Founders Club, and don't forget, we're almost to 100,000.
500,000.
500,000 subscribers.
Don't forget.
On the YouTube. I forgot. Don't make the same mistake I did. Go subscribe.
Yeah,
and
ding the bells.
Ding your bells. Okay, well, see you guys on the back. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hotkeys.
Honk.
Honk.
watch your body and I feel that sunshine.